Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, bringing you something quite interesting. And what this is going to be an average Joe's beginner guide to surviving the game that is Deathsmiles. And for anybody wondering, this is an old school shooter. And when I say that, I don't mean a first person shooter. You're not going to be, running around with a heads up display. This is literally like Space Invaders, but this is the most contemporary version of it, basically. This is a shooter developed by a company called Cave, and they are a pretty obscure Japanese developer, and they do nothing but create games like this for a niche market of people that really enjoy them. And they are notorious for being incredibly well designed, really colourful, and really difficult. And the reason that they're really difficult is because, as you can see, the screens generally have a lot of bullets on them, and they've got a nickname of being Danmaku shooters. And what Danmaku basically translates into is bullet hell. And the reason for this is because of the sheer number of bullets on the screen. And what this is right now is, this is a run through of the Mega Black Label, which is a revised version of the original game. And anybody who knows anything about this game will know that, because I'm playing as the character that they added, which is Sakura. And this is a run I got a couple days back, and I actually managed to beat the game on 1 credit. And this is the easiest Cave game, for anybody wondering. But that still doesn't mean it's that easy, because these games are very difficult. These games are designed so that you can play them for years and never fully master them. And the reason for that is because it's all about memorization, it's all about reflexes and skill, and it's pure gameplay. This is gameplay in its purest. You control a character, there are bullets on the screen, you have to not get hit by the bullets and destroy the enemies that are firing the bullets, and it's that simple basically. And I don't know if you can notice, but on my character you should be able to see a glowing heart in the centre of her. That is the only part of my character that will take damage when I am hit. The rest of the character, the rest of the woman, a hat, a feet, a broom, all that good stuff, if a bullet touches that I will take no damage. It's only the dead center that I take damage from. And that is why these games are actually doable, because if it was your full character's image that had to dodge the bullets, you wouldn't be able to do it. And what I'm going to be doing on this run is, I picked level 3, which is, it was the hardest difficulty on Deathsmiles 1, but I do it on this one because you can get a lot of points really quickly. And if you get fully powered up, which is the number in the bottom left of the corner, what will happen is, if you tap another fire button while holding your laser, if that makes sense to anybody, which is basically, if you're holding A or B, if you tap one of the other buttons, you will activate the power-up mode. And you can only activate this mode when you have 1,000 at the bottom left hand of the corner, and that will turn you, it turns your gun that you fire super strong, and it enables you to get a ton of points. And the first thing I'm going to say about this little beginner's guide is, I'm not the best person when it comes to playing these games. I'm not that good at them, I just really like them. I don't know the best ways to get the best scores. This is not going to be me showing you my mastery of this genre or this game. This is literally somebody who has an interest in shooters like this, in shmups as they're called, and a little video assistance for people that might not be that good at the game, might not know exactly what's going on, and this is just going to be a nice little aid in how to survive the chaos that's on screen. And this level can be really hectic, and you'll notice that I'm making sure I'm shooting these rocks in the walls that have been piling out, because what happens when you're powered up, if you shoot those constantly spawning rocks, you get a ton of points, as you can see. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get enough points so that I get an extend. And an extend in shooter terms is an extra life, because if you get touched once on this game by a bullet, you lose a life, and you only have 3 lives. Once you've lost all 3 lives, you have to continue, and it makes the game very difficult. And watch this, I fuck up like an idiot. I come down here and I touch a bullet, and right now I'm thinking to myself that I fucked up this run, because generally I'm not too good when I get hurt. When I've got full lives, I play pretty good. As soon as I lose a life, it's generally a downhill struggle from there, and I'll just gradually lose them and I'll fuck up. But this is one of those runs where I honestly did not think it was going to be a decent run. I didn't think I was going to get half as far as I did, and it just turned out to be kind of cool. But this pattern can be kind of awkward because the rocks that fall, they will hurt you if you touch them. And a good option here to defend it is to use your use your option, which is, do you see the two crows? When you turn your character, they rotate around you, and depending on who you're playing as, if you hold the fire button or if you tap it, they will get locked in place. And if there's ever an attack above you, the best thing to do with them is to rotate them so they're above your character and they're firing in that direction so that they can cover you a little bit. Sakura is special because she has two options, which is the two bats, or the two birds, or whatever the hell they are, the two things. And it generally makes so that she fires a lot more bullets and she can absorb a lot more bullets. The thing with it is, though, it actually confuses me a little bit because I lose track of where she is. But this game is set up with 6 levels at the start that you choose from, and then you proceed on to the final and most difficult level. And you can choose any difficulties between 1 and 999. And what I'm going to do on this run is I pick level 3 4 times, and the reason I do this is because if you pick it 5 times you go into death mode. And what death mode is, it ramps the difficulty up immensely, and every time you kill an enemy they will drop suicide bullets. And suicide bullets are these little star-shaped bullets that kind of spread away from wherever you kill the enemy in a random pattern. And they can be a massive nuisance and they make the game very difficult. And if you watch any of the really good replays on YouTube, you know, the crazy shooter players or the Japanese guys that are super good, they always play on that really hard difficulty and get all the suicide bullets because it's the key to getting a really high score. But as I've said, this is me not showing you elite skill, because I mean, look at that, I just got shot again. I'm on like the 3rd level and I've already lost 2 lives. I don't even know how I managed to pull this out because I'm not playing very well, truth be told. But yeah, if you don't pick level 3 5 times in a row, you won't activate death mode and you won't get the suicide bullets, and that is the best thing I can advise to a new player who wants to just survive the game, because picking level 3 does make it kind of challenging. Even though this is the least challenging of Cave's titles, it also enables you to get the most points as possible so you can get the most lives from it, and that's the reason why I do it. And this tree boss guy, he's not too bad, but I have noticed that the pattern is a little bit different to the original version of Deathsmiles, because Cave have tweaked a lot of things, and they've tweaked them for balancing reasons, and I'm not going to go into a massive list because I don't know that much about these games. I'm not one of those hardcore peoples that's, you know, a member of the Shmup forums, and I don't play nothing but these games to get good enough at them. I just really enjoy them. And that's another level down. That can be a challenging level, that one, because there's a lot of bullets on screen at times. And right now I've picked level 3 3 times, so I can pick it one more time, and I'm going to pick the graveyard. And this one is an interesting level, and you'll notice I'm coming out of power up mode straight away, and these little eyeballs, and for anybody that's interested in the more advanced parts of the scoring system in this game, I'm not a complete master, I don't know a lot of it, but I have a general inclination on how to score a little bit better than the average Joe. And what happens is, obviously, when you shoot enemies, they drop crowns. Well, some of them drop skulls, some of them drop crowns, and it all depends on how you kill them. And the key to success in this game, which I haven't still figured out myself, is finding out the best way to kill each enemy so that they drop the most amount of points. And you have 3 different firing modes. One firing mode is where you just tap the button, one is where you hold the button and it slows your character down and you do your laser beam, and the 3rd mode is a lock-on. And what you want to be doing to build the number in the bottom left corner is you need to, do you see the gold crowns I got? That's one of the lives I get back. That is really lucky. The only reason that life is there is because this is on difficulty 3. If you're on anything lower, it won't be there, so just be warned. But you can't really see because of all the chaos going on, but do you see the gold crowns that the enemies drop? The reason they're dropping that is because I'm shooting them the best way I can kill them, and for those birds and those guys it seems to be the tap fire, and they're dropping the crown, and what that will do is it will fill up your counter to the highest it can go. Basically, you want to be getting those gold crowns, and then as soon as you activate the power up mode, you want to get skulls, because apparently skulls get you a lot more points than crowns when you're built up in power up mode. It's kind of a reverse on the scoring mechanism, and what that generally means is if you kill something and they drop crowns, if you let the crowns drop and touch the floor, they will actually turn into the one below them, and the more skulls you get, the higher your points are going to go up. Obviously that's a little bit harder said than done. You need to really learn the game before you can figure out the best scoring opportunities, and that is definitely not what this walkthrough is about. This is just a survival guide. Another thing I'm going to mention as well is, you see the rotating bees at the top of the screen? They are your bombs. And what that generally translates to is that's the equivalent of pressing X in a Dynasty Warriors game. That is the win button. And whenever you get into a situation where there's a ton of bullets on screen and you don't think you're going to be able to survive, if you press Y, you will drop a bomb. It will neutralize all the bullets on screen, it will make you temporarily invincible, and it will cause mass damage to anything on the screen. And I would definitely say try and get into the habit of bombing when you think you're going to die. Don't panic bomb and do it before you're going to die. Do it when you literally have no other option. And if you can get good at using your bombs intelligently, because you do get more bombs when you die, you can get through a lot of the game just with dumb luck and intelligent use of your bombs. Another thing to bear in mind, the bottom counter when you get it to 1000 and you enter power-up mode, when you activate power-up mode, it turns every bullet on screen into scoring items, so that's one way of neutralizing bullets you don't think you can dodge. And I think when you go in power-up mode as well, if you touch an enemy you won't receive any damage. You will still receive damage from the bullets, but you don't take the half your life damage when you touch enemies, which is a fucking nuisance. It really annoys me. But yeah, this game is really fun. I really like it, and it's one of the only horizontal shooters that Cave have ever made. The other one they've done is a game called Pro Gear no Arashi, and that game is another really fun one. You can get that on MAME if you've got a PC. That game is really hard though. That's a lot more difficult than this one, and it's got a really deep and interesting scoring system that I'm not very good with. But back to Deathsmiles anyhow. This is the Death Scythe, the Wandering Reaper, and as you can see, because Sakura fires so much, she rapes this boss because he has three forms, I would say. He teleports to the left, and this is a bad one. The rotating pumpkins will hurt you if you touch them, so as he comes across, make sure you position yourself under them and you try and dodge the bullets that they drop out. But as soon as you can get back up the top, you want to try, because the pumpkins themselves will block the bullets for him, so he'll not take any damage. But he's not a very difficult boss. The only time he's difficult is if you pick 999 level, and then everything's difficult, because that is just fucking ridiculous. And there are people that play the game on those kind of difficulties, and it's amazing. But this is the end of the first part, guys. A little bit of something different for you. I hope you're enjoying it, and you take care now.